Hello and welcome. My name is Luke from Behind the Scene, and today we're chatting with Nato from the legendary Brisbane punk rock band, the Black Catapult. How are you, mate?
Oh, very well, man. I do like being known as a legendary punk rock band. It's weird
Yeah, yeah,
because I don't think that many people actually know who we are. But the fact that we've been around for 25 years, that's
yeah,
something, right? Like
yeah. You gotta get something for it at least. Like you guys,
at least called legendary is
yeah,
what we need, you
yeah.
know. So
You guys been around since '94. Is that correct?
yeah, 94, man. So me and myself and Dave and Tyrell we all sort of grew up together and went to high school and yeah, we just shared a love for punk rock and all things, sort of that 90s skate punk kind of scene. And so we just started playing tunes and writing tunes and then just kind of evolved from there. And I left the band when I was about 17, I think. And so we'd only been around for sort of 4 or 5 years at that point. And then I came back only about 5 years ago. So, yeah, man, but those dudes just kept at it. Like I said, man, 25 years, they just kept at it, kept going, kept writing, kept playing, every show in Brisbane they could get their hands on. And here we are today about to put out our second record and, just having a great time, really enjoying it. So,
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, wait, you left when you were 17? So
yeah, man. So
how old were you when you started it? Were you guys like,
uh, realistically, 94, man, I think I was 13.
shit?
Yeah, man. So Dave and I. So the album that we're about to bring out is called Jackson Street, and it's actually in relation to the street that I grew up on. And Dave used to live around the corner from me, and all our original band practices and where we wrote our songs were all in that house that I grew up in. And yeah, man. So Dave and I have actually known each other since we were about 7. So it's been a long. So I've known Dave for nearly 30 years.
That's crazy.
So
That's insane.
that's crazy, right?
Yeah. And so, like, how did you all get? How did you all form? Like, how did you all get together and say, "Hey, like, we're just going to do this"?
Well, Dave and I, we actually started playing music together when we were sort of like 12, 13 years old. We sort of both realised that I played drums at the time, and he could, he thought he could sing, and he played a little bit of acoustic. And so we did what normal 12, 13-year-olds do back in the 90s, which was just write the most ridiculous, dumbest songs you could ever think of, and thought we were awesome. And it wasn't until I was probably, yeah, I think it was sort of when I think I was about 15 or 16, so I was about sort of 2 years in, I met Tyrell. I went to high school with Tyrell, and we were in need of a guitarist, and he could play. He was a shredder, and so we asked him to just join sight unseen, and he's just been a part of it ever since. I mean, he's basically he's it. Like without him, the band would not have existed anymore, and him and Dave have sort of carried it on after I left. But the rest of the dudes, Jamie and Ryan. Ryan, we've only known for probably under a year. He used to play in a band called The Way We Were, and who are a great Brisbane punk rock band. And Jamie used to play in a band called We Were Servants, who are another great Brisbane sort of alternative rock band. And I met him probably 10 years ago through various things. And at the time we were looking for a drummer, and he didn't have a band. And so we just said, "Hey, man, do you want to come play with us?" And he just slotted straight in, man, and just, it's just fit. And it's been a great fit ever since. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like, it's such a long period of time to try and keep everybody together. So obviously you took a bit of time off and then came back to it, and new members kind of give a bit of refreshment, I guess, to the whole mix and keep the band going. But yeah, for 25 years, that's incredible.
It's pretty gnarly, man. I mean, we literally everything comes back to Dave and Tyrell and Dave's wife Kelly. So Dave's wife Kelly has pretty much been our unofficial manager since pretty much day dot, and so we grew up. She lived across the road from Dave, but without those three, like Black Catapult wouldn't exist anymore. And so it's awesome that they just kept going and allowed me to rejoin, and and sort of it's all about fun, man, and it's a great great opportunity for us to play some tunes we really love and just have a whole bunch of fun doing it, man. And yeah, it's awesome, dude. It's great that it's lasted that long and people still like it. You know, I mean, it seems that people still sort of seem to like what we do. So that's a bonus to me. Now it's huge.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I guess you guys sort of it's a part of your history, like your own personal history growing up as well. Like, it's, you know, you were part of that band during your formative years, and I guess it's like being a part of a big family. Like, yeah, you guys probably couldn't imagine life without each other now.
It legitimately is, man. Like, I know a lot of bands say that, you know, but for us, like, I mean, like I said, I've known Dave and Kelly really for most of my life, you know, like, and I've known Tyrell for probably only a few years shorter than I've known Dave. So it really is this big family unit. Like, we just, you know, everyone's got kids, everyone's got, you know, like, everyone's married, everyone's got other stuff, but it's like the second family. It's, you know, it's really fun. It just makes it easy, and it makes it really, you know, like, I don't know, it's just a good vibe. It's good to be in this band. It's really cool.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. How did you guys settle on the name The Black Catapult? I understand that there was a bit of changing around in the early days. So do you remember what any of the other names were as well?
So when we first, I do actually, I remember it very well. So when we first started the band, we were actually known as Mum's Tennis Friends.
Mum's Tennis Friends.
And then we became Swine. And then after I left, they became Broken Shanty, and then became the Black Catapult. And I actually, God's honest truth, have absolutely no clue as to why the band became the Black Catapult, but I think it's a pretty rad name. I'm pretty stoked with it. Yeah. For once in my life, I'm pretty happy with the band name. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, no, I'm chatting to a few bands. It's always some bands have like a really short, like a process for picking a name. They just go, yeah, that's it. We'll just stick with that. That'll do, kind of thing. And then there's other ones where everyone brings 50 names to the table and they just go, I thought of this really cool name last night, and now that I say it today, it sounds like shit. Like, it's a really bad name. I can't stand the name that I thought up for my own band. Like, it just sucks. So
it wouldn't surprise me, man, if Dave walked into the rehearsal room and just went, the Black Catapult, and I know Tyrell well enough to go, he would have pretty much gone, yep, that'll do. And then it just would have stuck. It would have been fine. So I think that's where it came from.
Just come out of the blue.
I reckon it would have been, man. It would have been random as hell. No, probably not much thought put into it. Just, you know, that'll do. Write it down. We'll make it work.
And what was the first show that you guys played together? Can you remember that one?
In the real early days, man, we played a few of our like high school talent quest things.
Yep.
But one of our first real shows was we became the house band at our local PCYC.
That's mad.
They would do these like all ages gigs every second weekend, and we became like the resident band for like, I swear it was like 3 or 4 months. We were the resident house band, so they would have like a couple other local bands play, and then we would headline, and we would play for like, you know, an hour, and we'd play a bunch of like our really dumb original songs, but we'd play a whole stack of covers and things like that. But I think our first real big, like, proper, like, yeah, this is a show, was actually at the same PCYC. They had Nancy Vandal and Blowhard, rest in peace, Rolo.
Yeah, Blowhard, yep.
Yeah, they came, they played at our local PCYC, and we opened for Blowhard and Nancy Vandal, and that was sort of our first real show. We had to actually play a gig and had to play in front of like quite a number of people, and it was such a great experience, man. And like, we didn't really get to meet the Nancy Vandal dudes all that much, but the Blowhard guys were so kind to us. Like, they watched us play, and they were like really like encouraging and just really kind, man. And that's one thing I remember. Even I was only like sort of 15 or 16, when we played. So it would have been like in the late 90s, like 97, 98.
Yeah, yeah.
And I still to this day remember like meeting Rollo and meeting the rest of the guys, and just they were just so kind to us and so nice, and they were wonderful, man. It was just a great launching pad, for us. So, and then we went on and played a bunch of, a few other bits and pieces, and more recently, man, I mean, we've played some great shows in the last couple of years. It's been really fun. So.
Yeah, definitely those formative years of the band. Like, you really appreciate the bigger bands in the scene. Even kind words and hanging out and spending time with you. So it's
even
awesome.
as simple as just watching your first couple of songs or something. There,
yeah,
it just means it's like you kind of feel like almost a little bit validated. Like,
yeah,
like, hey, we're a real band. Like, this guy sat and watched us, and he's in a real band. Like,
yeah, we're accepted, kind of like they're accepting that we're musicians.
And you know what, man? It never changes either. Like, we had the most amazing opportunity to play a couple of shows with Unwritten Law last year, and it was like they're a huge influence on what we do. And Wade, their drummer, watched, like, when we played the Coolangatta with him, he sat and watched, like, our first couple of songs. And and even still, man, it was the same feeling. It was like, that dude's in, like, a real band that we love. And he watched us play, and afterwards came up, was like, you guys were rad, and was really encouraging. And so, yeah, man, it's still, that feeling never changes. Like, you're always, you're always sort of seeking the approval of those who are above you, and when they actually watch and love what you do, you feel kind of a little bit validated and kind of, it makes you feel it's worth doing. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what was your favourite show that you guys have played together?
Oh, jeez,
Because I
man.
know you guys have played with the Big Pineapple Festival with John Butler.
Big Pineapple was really fun, man. We went in expecting a lot because we were on early on one of the side stages, but there were people watching, and they had a great time. And I think one of my favourite shows would probably be we supported 28 Days in Area 7 here in Brisbane, and we played. I think the room was sold out, and when we were on first, and the place was packed, and they were just the crowd was ready for a good night for the whole night. And so, not many people knew. I mean, even though we'd been around for 25 years, people still had no idea who we were, which is fine. That's no, no big here nor there. But they were up for it, man, and we had a great night, man. I remember walking off stage that night just going, holy shit, that was incredible. It was just really fun. Everyone was into it. Everyone was jumping around, having a good time. Yeah, man, that would probably be up there as one of my favourites, I think.
Yeah, and you guys have also played some other pretty incredible shows. You were playing along some international acts like Unwritten Law and Real Big Fish. How was it playing along those with you guys?
Yeah, so the guys, the Real Big Fish thing was before, it was sort of when I was out of the band, but I actually went to that show. I went and watched them play.
Was it weird seeing them from the other side of the fence?
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was rad watching them because they, like I said, they're lifelong friends of mine. So, if I was ever able to go and watch them, I would go and watch them play because it's always a good time. And so, yeah, they played a festival in the south of Brisbane that had like Real Big Fish, and there's a few other like big. I think Frenzal might have played, and
shit, that's big.
There was a few like of those kind of bands, but yeah, it was a really cool show. That for me, since being in the band, Unwritten Law was pretty sick, man. I mean, just getting to play with dudes that you looked up to for 20 odd years, and like sort of almost tried to rip off in a way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Just sort of, you know what I mean? Like, you listen to them and go, sorry, man, I'd love to write a song as good as Teenage Suicide or as good as, like Harmonic, and you just never gonna, but you sort of use that as a basis to try and sort of create your own thing.
Yeah, I
think that's what music is these days. No one's doing anything original. Everyone's just taking something that they love and going, well, how do I do that with my spin on it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they set the bar for
yeah,
you,
so
basically.
I think playing with Unwritten Law for me when I was in the band, playing with Unwritten Law was probably my favorite. Like that Zoo show, it was like sold out, it was full, it was really hot. Like in the room, it would have been 45 degrees, I reckon. Like it was so hot, but it was so rad, man. It was so much fun. All the bands on that night, like that was, I think, Being Jane Lane opened, and we played, and the Dead Love played before. I mean, it's just, you know, 4 great bands. It was such a killer night, man. It was really fun. So,
just your typical great night out of punk rock show.
absolutely, dude. And a lot of beer was drunk.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's a quintessential part of any rock show.
Well, you got to stay hydrated in those kind of heats, man.
Yeah,
you know, so
definitely. And recently, you guys have dropped some new music back on the 4th of June. We Were Young was your new single. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Dude, that so we've been writing and recording this new record for about 2 years now. We wanted to sort of finish it a bit sooner, but because we all have lives outside of the band, it just kind of took its time. But We Were Young it's literally about the last 25 years. It's just that the whole record actually is sort of a snapshot of the last 25 years, and that particular song is just about being 16 or 17 and, you know, like sneaking out and drinking beers and, you know, like playing, you know, just doing dumb stuff and going to punk rock shows. And, you know, it's literally just about capturing that moment of when we were sort of 16 and 17 and just running amok basically in our neighborhood. And, yeah, so that's what that's talking about. But the whole record kind of is about that, man. Like it's just at various moments in time that, you know, over the last 25 years, and we just wanted to try and capture, because we've never really put it down, and you know, it's cool, man. Like it sort of felt really cool to sort of go through those memories and sort of rehash a bunch of stuff, and it's been really fun, dude. I'm really excited about this whole record. I think it's going to be really fun. I really hope people get a hold of it and love it, man, because it's, you know, I think it's really fun.
Yeah, definitely. So is We Were Young, is that part of one of the singles off the upcoming album, or is there another completely different album?
No, so We Were Young will be on the new record.
Okay,
so
sweet.
It'll be I can't remember where it comes in, but yeah, it's definitely on the new record. It's the first single off it, and I think there's a plan to put out something new, like another little something in August, and then I think last I heard the record itself is going to drop in sort of mid to late September. So
perfect, in time for summer. That's the one.
Exactly right, man. And it's summer jams for sure.
That's the one. And what's the writing process? Like, who does the writings lyrically? Who does the writings musically? Is it all like a big group effort, or?
You know what? In the last, so I've done the record we put out like 4 years ago, and this record I've been involved with, and the one before it, the guys had a bunch of songs written, and I sort of came in and wrote a couple, and we sort of messed with the old ones that they had, and but this one was pretty much musically, I pretty much wrote everything, because I at home I have a little studio, like a really basic studio setup. So I was just able to just sort of sit at home and jam and sort of come up with stuff. And lyrically, it's mostly Dave. That's his sort of contribution, his lyrics and melodies. And but you know, Tyrell writes a lot of his you know, parts that he plays, and but yeah, man, it was sort of, with the recording too, like we didn't, when we recorded the record, we didn't have a drummer or a bass player, and so I sort of just went, well, we've got to get this record done, so I'll have a crack and see what happens. And so I ended up playing drums and bass on the record as well, which is yeah, that's why it probably sucks. But no, man. But yeah, writing wise, dude, it's pretty much music. Tyrell and I will sort of collaborate and write most of that, and then Dave will write the majority of the lyrics and melodies, and yeah, man. So it's not really, but you know, the next record, man, who knows? We might get into a room and just jam and see what happens. It's so easy going, man. There's no egos. There's no, you know, it's not like you present an idea and people just go, oh no, I don't like it. Everyone's prepared to just give it a try and see how it feels. So, which is really handy, man. Like, I can't tell you how refreshing it is to be in a band where everyone's prepared to just give something and go. There's no like instant, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
it's not cool enough, or it's not this. You know what I mean? It's just really refreshing and really nice.
Yeah, no one's shooting down ideas or anything like that. So, no, that's,
yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, that's really cool, and that's probably because you guys have known each other for so long that you've got that respect as a person, rather just like, oh, that's my bandmate. Like, that's actually, no, that's not just a bandmate. That's my actual friend for the last 25 years. So you've got that sort of.
And even the newer dudes, man, like, I think that's something we sort of put above. And not to say, like, Jamie is an incredible drummer and Ryan can definitely play bass. But we kind of look for that, you know, like, do they fit with the group? You know, it's more about that than their ability.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's like, look, we can work with ability, but you got to be able to, you know, like, you got to be easygoing, and you got to have a certain vibe about you to sort of fit with this group. Because if you're too intense, it's going to get pretty crazy pretty quickly. And yeah, we're definitely not intense people. We're way too chilled. So yeah.
And where did you guys record the album?
Where?
Yeah, where?
Yeah, so we actually did the whole record with our friend Phil Havella, who has a studio called Production House, which is on the south side of Brisbane. It's just a little home studio, but it's amazing, dude. Like, it's such a great place to work. It's so, like, he's such a great dude to work with. No idea is a bad idea. You know, and even the ones that seem really sort of out there, we try anyway, because you never know. And it was just such a great environment to work in, because it was, you know, we were able to be as creative as we wanted to be, and there was no time restraints or anything like that. So, yeah, so we did the whole thing at Production House, and then we had it and we mixed it there, and then we got it mastered over in Boston with Jay Marth, who used to be in Defeater and has mixed and mastered records for just about anyone who's great. So he's an absolute legend, and working with him on the mastering is a dream. So he's a great dude to work with. So I highly recommend, if you have an album to mix or master, give it to that guy, because he will make it sound absolutely huge. So.
That's really cool. And I saw there's a video clip for We Were Young, and I did watch it. It's you guys hanging out in Fortitude Valley, and then you end up playing a house show at the end of it.
Yep.
What was it like doing that video clip?
Dude, that was shot over 2 days. So we did Sunday. We went into the valley and we just picked a spot, had some beers. We went into a place called Be Lucky and Sons, which is this rad arcade in Fortitude Valley, where you can drink beer and play video games. It was really cool. And then the house show, man, was the following day, and that was actually we supported Guttermouth at a house show.
That's sick.
So the US band Guttermouth, we played with them at this dude's house, and
Bring back house shows.
It was sick, man. It was so much fun. It got real gnarly. Like, you can see in the clip, like, there's a type of person in that crowd, and that type of person got real gnarly real quick, man. It was awesome. It just made it such a fun day. So, yeah, man, I would do house shows in a pinch anytime, man. That was so much fun.
Yeah, the only thing that was missing from that house show was like an empty in-ground pool with people skating inside of it. Like, that was the only thing that was missing.
Well, dude, dude, there was a pool, but it had water in it. I was like, dude, you should have emptied that shit, man. We would have, put the skaters in for sure. The best part about that show, though, man, was, I don't know if it's in the clip, I can't remember, but when I was standing, I was like out in the sun, and it was pretty hot that day. And I had this lady come up to me with an umbrella, and she held it like over me for a song, so I had some shade. And then I had this dude with this massive red mohawk come and grab the umbrella, and he stood there for the whole set and kept me shaded. And I started calling him the punk rock Mary Poppins, man, because he just had this little umbrella, man. But he was looking after the big guy, and I was pretty happy with that, man. So he's a legend in my books. Punk rock Mary Poppins. What a good bloke.
Yeah. I did actually see that someone holding the umbrella for you, because I was like, it's a little bit tight there, and you're standing out in the sun, and I did see something.
It was hot, man. It was, and I was in just shorts and a t-shirt. I was dying, man. It was hot. So I'm not a small dude either, man, but it was hot. It was real hot. So.
Perfect for a summer backyard party, man. That's the one you want.
That's it, man.
So yeah, the first album that you guys released, All Grown Up, received a whole bunch of praise. You guys got played on Triple J, and I believe that the songs were placing first, second, and third consecutively on the charts, on the punk charts. Are you hoping that Jackson Street hits the same levels of public love?
Well, dude, I hope it does, man. I mean, I'd love to see Jackson Street do really well, man. I think, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just biased, man, but I think it's just such a, and it could just be that I'm so close to it, man. But it's just such a special record to me. It means a lot to me, and there's a lot of nostalgia attached to it, and it just feels great, man. It just feels like a really solid, great record. So I would hope to God that it does better. I mean, we just found out this morning, We Were Young is number 1 on the punk charts for Triple J and number 15 overall, which is awesome, man. For for us, that's so huge, man. And so hopefully Triple J pick it up and give it a spin. 4 Triple Z here in Brisbane have been spinning the hell out of it, which is so great. And there's an online radio station called The Faction. They've been giving it a really red hot spin. And
The Faction.
Dude, The Faction are the shit, man. Like, that's Tim Price and Brown, just legends, man. Like, they do so much for punk and heavy music in Australia, and they don't get anywhere near the recognition they deserve, man. They're just absolute legends. So, but yeah, man, look, I really hope that Jackson Street, I mean, more than chart position, man, I really hope that people just dig it. I really hope it strikes a chord with people, and they get it. They understand where it's coming from, and they understand that it's a record that's fun. At the very core of it, it's a lot of fun. It's just, it's a good album to put on and just jam out to, and, just have some fun,
Yeah, definitely. And it's definitely, for you guys as well, it's a look back on your past history, like the good times growing up and all that as well. So hopefully people get that vibe through the album as well.
Exactly right, man. You're so right, man. It's for us, it's kind of like, it's almost like this is the point where we go, okay, from here we move on, we'll always remember who we are and all that kind of thing. But we just wanted to try and capture the fact that after 25 years, it's all come back around, and the three of us are back together, and and it's such a good time, man. Dude. I'm stoked on it, dude, and I really hope that everybody digs it. I think it's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to drop. And what's next for the Black Catapult after the album drops? You're saying hopefully in September. Hopefully another single out before then. What's next after that?
I'll put out another single in I think at August at some point. I'm not 100% sure exactly when, but it will be August at some point. And then, I think it's late September. A bit too late. We'll put the record out. And the hope is, man, is to play as many cities as we can in Australia, as many towns and stuff as we can. It's funny, man. 25 years, and we've probably only played interstate once or twice, man. Like, it's just the opportunities is, few and far between. So we really want to get down to Melbourne and Sydney and all those great cities and towns, man, and play as many shows as we can, and drink a lot of beer and have a lot of fun, man. So
yeah, that'd be awesome. Hopefully you get to see you guys.
Where are you based, man?
I'm based in Sydney. I was just about to say, hopefully if you guys come down to Sydney, I'll come out to see you.
Dude, we're in Sydney, man. I'm looking you up, brother.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll have some beers and we'll have a sing-along. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a great time. Can't wait. That's it.
Man.
That's it. Thank you very much. That's the interview done, mate.
Dude, thank you so much, man, for giving us even a sniff of what, like an interview, man. Dude, that was awesome, man. So we really appreciate any kind of leg up we can get, man. So we fucking love you guys, man. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Thank you very much. You got any plugs or shout outs? You guys are on Facebook and Spotify and all that. We Were Young is now streaming as well. So what's your Facebook? One sec. I'm just going to jump on Facebook.
Dude, if you just look up the Black Catapult, I'm pretty sure it's facebook.com/TBCAUS is our Facebook.
Yeah, if you look at the Black Catapult, there's surely not another band called the Black Catapult. You guys have got that one cornered.
I'm pretty sure I don't think there's many other bands. And if you go there, man, you can find everything. So all the links to, the YouTube and RedTube and all that kind of stuff all there, man. So.
And I just wanted to ask you a quick question. You guys got the old school Blockbuster type-esque logo. That's sick.
Oh, yeah, dude. Actually,
that's sick.
The artwork for our record
yep.
and for the single is by a guy who calls himself Knife Fight Academy on Instagram. His name's Josh Damon, and he's a fucking legend. Like, the artwork for this shit is so dope, man. He's just put this, I can't tell you much, man, because I'm trying to keep
it under
a
wraps.
lot of it close to the chest.
That's sick. That sounds sick. Yeah, I'm actually just looking through your I actually didn't realize you guys have got a little scrolly thing on your Facebook. What's it called? Like the big photo at the top of the page. So there's like a Mr. T puzzle page and a whole bunch of other cool retro stuff from the 90s and that's sick.
Well, that's the vibe. Like he's a really good mate of mine. He's been a mate of mine for years, and I wanted him to do the artwork for this record, and we met up, and he was like, what's the vibe? And I told him about, like Jackson Street and the house and, everything like that. And then he came back to me and said, look, the direction I've gone is what was in the house and why the house was special. And he just showed me the cover, and I just went, oh my God, dude, this is just genius. Like, it's so good. So yeah, dude, we were so stoked, man. And the record, dude, I can't wait for people to see the record. It's so cool, man. It's really cool.
No, that's awesome. Any other shout outs you got to shout out?
Dude, not really, man. Just you dudes.
No, thank you so much.
Legends for letting us have a little bit of airtime, man. We appreciate it very, very much. And yeah, man, dude, like Sydney, man, we'll make it happen. And just come and we'll have some beers, man, and we'll get our thing on.
For sure. And like I said, I got you guys on Facebook now, so everyone go check them out on Facebook. Make sure you keep an eye out for the dates because it's gonna happen. It's all happening now, and can't wait. It's gonna be an awesome time.
Legend.
Thank you so much, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll keep an eye out for the for Jackson Street to drop.
You. Thank you behind the scenes.
No problem. Thank you so much.
See you, dude.
See you, mate. Bye.